These are the richest Jewish women in the world. The Jews have cracked the code of quiet wealth. In fact, you will be shocked to find out how stinking rich some of the women on this list are. Some of them even own hidden properties that stretch for acres. At number 10 is a woman you know only too well, but would never have guessed how wealthy she is. Imagine being worth $430 million. Judy Schendlein doesn't have to imagine. Does that ring a bell? Yep, Judge Judy is super rich. $430 million? How did she get so rich? Judy became more than just a lady with a vision when she launched her court show, Judge Judy. Her parents weren't lawyers. Murray Blum, her father, was a dentist, while Ethel Blum, her mother, was an office manager. Judith graduated from James Madison High School in 1961 and earned a Bachelor of Arts in Government from American University in Washington, D.C. But she really wanted to become a lawyer, so she pursued a law degree and obtained a Juris Doctor degree from New York Law School in 1965. After passing the New York State Bar exam, she began her legal career as a corporate lawyer for a cosmetics firm. But in 1972, she switched lanes and became a prosecutor in the New York family court system. In 1996, she first starred in her moneymaker, the top-rated court show, Judge Judy. The show was filmed in a converted Hollywood soundstage, but according to the New York Times, it beat the Oprah Winfrey Show in TV ratings within 2 years of its debut. It went on to be the #1 talk show for 13 years, beating Oprah every year during this period. But it was that successful because of Judy. Her no-nonsense approach to justice was quite entertaining to watch, and viewers couldn't get enough. Judy later launched a successful spin-off, Judy Justice, in 2021. She was first married to Ronald Levy in 1964, and they had 2 children together, Jamie Hartwright and Adam Levy, but they later parted ways in 1976. In 1978, she married Judge Jerry Scheindlin, but their marriage ended in 1990. Well, they might have been soulmates because they got married again in 1991 and have remained together since. Judy is so good that she won the Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program and has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She later won the Gracie Allen Tribute Award and has a Guinness World Records recognition as the longest-serving judge or arbiter in courtroom-themed programming history. She also received an honorary Doctor of Law degree from Elizabethtown College and the University at Albany, SUNY. But when she's not in a lawyer's robe, she is out enjoying the finer things in life. With all her millions, she has developed a passion for antique dolls and currently owns an extensive collection. According to E. Schindlin, also has an impressive property portfolio with 6 homes in the U.S. alone, including 2 in Naples, Florida, a manor in Greenwich, Connecticut, a condo at the Montage in Beverly Hills, and a 4-bedroom duplex on New York's Upper East Side. And she flies between her properties on a private jet. A while ago, she could also take to the waters on a 152-foot yacht called the Triumphant Lady, but she finally sold her yacht for $6.9 million. According to Hello, Scheindlin's primary residence is her Newport, Rhode Island home, which she bought for use $6.9 million in 2018. The sprawling property has 6 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms and sits on over a hectare of land. But even she isn't the richest lady on this list. Not even close. Imagine having as many dollars as there are people in 5 countries put together. Erin Lauder is worth an estimated $2.3 billion. Her mother is Jo Carol Lauder, but her father is Ronald Lauder, who served as United States Ambassador to Austria under President Ronald Reagan and also was president of the World Jewish Congress. She is even the granddaughter of Estée Lauder and Joseph Lauder, the co-founders of the cosmetics company Estée Lauder Companies. Growing up to be extremely rich was not an option, it was a given. Lauder graduated from the University of Pennsylvania and even worked in marketing and product development at the family company during and after college. She then studied at the Annenberg School for Communication at the University of Pennsylvania. Currently, she is the style and image director for the company, but she also has her own cosmetic, perfume, fashion, and and furniture line named Erin. But Erin doesn't make her as much money as the 16 million shares she owns in the Estee Lauder company. And it makes her so much money that she even owns luxury homes in Aspen, Colorado, and on the Pacific coast of Panama. As of 2019, she was the 319th richest American. But she does give back from her billions. She owns a breast cancer research foundation and runs Estee Lauder Company's charitable initiatives. For her contributions to the beauty industry, she has been featured on Forbes' list and even won the Cosmetic Executive Women's Achiever Award. In 1996, she married Eric Zinterhofer, an investment banker and the co-founder of the private equity firm Searchlight Capital Partners, also the former co-head of media and telecommunications. They were married in a Jewish ceremony in Wainscott, New York, and the couple currently lives in New York with their 2 sons. But that is not all about the Lauder family. Next on the list is Erin's sister, Jane Lauder Warsh, who is worth $2.5 billion. She's the global president and general manager of Estee Lauder Companies. She married Kevin Warsh in 2002, whom she met at Stanford and who is a former governor and youngest ever appointee of the U.S. Federal Reserve System. Together, the couple has built an empire, or simply extended her family's empire. Lauder graduated from the prestigious Chapin School and Stanford University and immediately went into the family business in 1996. In 2013, she was promoted to global president and general manager of Estee Lauder's Origins, Darphin, and Ojon brands, and is now an executive vice president and chief data officer at Estee Lauder, where she runs the company's Clinique unit. Lauder owns a luxurious apartment in Manhattan's Upper East Side, which is valued at over $20 million. She also owns a private estate in the Hamptons, which is valued at over $15 million. She is also known to own a collection of luxurious vehicles, including a Mercedes-Benz S-Class and a Range Rover autobiography. Who wouldn't want that life? I know I do. Oh, they keep getting richer. This one is worth a whopping $3.2 billion. Her name is Lynn Schusterman, and she is a prominent businesswoman and Jewish leader. She is also one of the wealthiest self-made women in the world. Unlike many women on this list, Lynn was not born to wealthy parents. She made most of her money from passionate, hard work. She was born in 1939 in Kansas City, Missouri, Schusterman, and grew up in a middle-class family. She worked so hard and soon became a real estate developer and investor in the 1970s. She also co-founded the Charles and Lynn Schusterman Family Foundation with her husband, Charles Schusterman, in 1987. This foundation was her way of giving back after making so much money. They focused on supporting Jewish causes, education, and children's welfare, and have donated so much money to help children in school. Ever since it began, Lynn has been instrumental in shaping its mission and strategy. She even worked tirelessly to promote Jewish identity, education, and community engagement around her community. What is more, she has supported numerous initiatives, including the Birthright Israel program, which provides free trips to Israel for young Jewish adults, and has also been a vocal advocate for Jewish education, and has worked to promote Hebrew language and culture. But she is more than her philanthropic work. Schusterman has also been recognized for her business achievements. She has been named one of the most influential women in business by Forbes magazine and has received numerous awards for her entrepreneurial spirit and community leadership. Coming in 7th is Doris Fisher, a fashion icon. Doris is also worth $3.2 billion. That is more than 100 yachts with some change left to buy a large mansion and remodel it. Still, with some change left to live an expensive life in that mansion for a year. Doris Fisher is best known as the co-founder of the iconic fashion brand Gap Inc. You must have heard of it. Even if you haven't, she's still rich. Fisher's career in fashion began in the 1960s when she and her husband founded Gap Inc. The company started very simply as a single store in San Francisco, but soon grew so much that it is now a global fashion empire. But Fisher spends as much as she earns. She owns a mansion in San Francisco Mansion, which is valued at over $20 million. She also owns a luxurious estate in Napa Valley, California, with a private vineyard. This mansion is valued at over $15 million. Her luxurious apartment in Manhattan's Upper East Side is valued at over $10 million. She owns many luxury cars and even an impressive art collection and a private jet. However, she has also spent time on various causes and has been a longtime supporter of the Jewish community. With a whopping $4.4 billion, Sherry Arison is the 6th richest Jewish woman in the world. She is an American-born Israeli businesswoman and philanthropist. Born on September 9, 1957, she owns Arison Investments, which consists of several business companies, and she even runs the Ted Arison Family Foundation, which is made up of several philanthropic organizations that operate under it. What is more, she was the controlling shareholder of Bank Hapoalim for 21 years until 2018, when she sold some of her shares. She was also an owner of Shikun and Binui for 22 years, until she sold it off to the Sadoff Group on August 6, 2018. You might look at all her accomplishments and imagine she has had such a great education, but you're wrong. Sherry Arison is a dropout of Miami-Dade College. She has even been divorced thrice. Her first husband was Jose Antonio Suarez, an officer on one of her father's ships. That must have been a love story for the books, but then again, they are divorced, so maybe not. Then she married basketball player Mickey Dorsman, and they divorced too. Then she married and divorced Ofer Glazer. This is no ordinary woman. As of 2007, according to Forbes, she was the richest woman in the Middle East and the only woman to be ranked in the region's top 20 of the richest people. In November 2021, Forbes estimated her fortune at $4.6 billion, making her the 590th wealthiest person in the world and the 4th wealthiest in Israel. If you're already feeling sorry for yourself and your accomplishments, don't worry. Arison was born rich, and you were probably not. She is the daughter of Ted Arison, the founder of Carnival Cruise Lines, and Mina Arison Sapir. Her father was so rich he even owned ships and mansions. She joined her father's company and even became the chairwoman of Carnival Corporation, making her one of the most powerful women in the global business world. Under her leadership, the company expanded its operations, acquired new brands, and invested heavily in sustainability initiatives. In 1999, her father died and bequeathed her 35% of his possessions. In fact, in 2003, she was the target of protests after 900 workers were fired from Bank Hapoalim, in which she is heavily invested. But she has a large philanthropic side to her. In March 2009, Arison sponsored Israel's 3rd annual Good Deeds Day, and her non-profit organization, Ruach Tova, inspired thousands of Israelis to get involved in volunteering across the country. Arison was even awarded the America-Israel Friendship League's Partners for Democracy Award in 2010 for her contribution to promoting the economies of Israel and the United States. Now, imagine that every year you make enough money to buy a country and still have some change. Say hello to the Jewish woman who can, Alice Schwartz. With a net worth of $5.5 billion, she is known worldwide as one of the richest Jewish women. Think of the designer dresses and jewelry that you can buy with $5 billion American dollars. And nope, she didn't just stumble on this money. She is a businesswoman who has worked for every dollar she owns. And she's had more than enough time to do so too. She has been alive since 1924, when she was born to a wealthy businessman. 99 years is enough to live a very fulfilling life, and Alice has definitely done more than that. She graduated from the University of California, Berkeley, with a degree in biochemistry, and she has 2 children with her husband, David Schwartz, who is a Nobel Prize-winning physicist. In 1952, they both founded the life sciences research company Bio-Rad Laboratories with their joint savings of only $720, and she became a researcher and director with the company. She has also served on its board since its founding. This company makes a lot of money yearly, and all Alice has to do is receive it. However, she has also made smart investments and business decisions that have added even more to her wealth. She has served on the boards of several companies, including even the New York Times Company and the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. According to Forbes, she is the oldest and richest woman in the US. But she doesn't just keep all that money to herself, she shares it too. She is known for her philanthropic efforts, especially in the areas of education and healthcare. She has donated millions to various institutions, including Columbia University, the University of California, and the American Museum of Natural History. And because she has enjoyed so much success, she is also a vocal advocate for women's rights and education. She believes every woman should be allowed to follow their dreams so they can make as much money as she does. Some people say, oil money is blood money. And it might be true, as many are breaking the bank with it. Ask Danine Avara, who is now worth $6.2 billion. She was set for life from birth as she was born into the Duncan family that owns Enterprise Products, which is an energy pipeline giant. She soon grew to become an investor of this giant. Since she grew up in a family of entrepreneurs, that became her playground. Her father instilled in her the value of hard work and quick thinking, but turns out she didn't need it. When he died, she inherited $3.1 billion. And to make her even richer, she, along with her siblings, became the first American billionaires to pay no estate tax due to a temporary repeal of the estate tax law for the year 2010. Avara's career in business began in the 1980s when she worked as a financial analyst for several major corporations. In 1995, she founded Diversified Portfolio Holdings, which is a private investment firm that specializes in real estate, technology, and healthcare investments. Like other billionaires who are too rich and confused on how to spend it, has donated millions to various institutions, including the University of California, San Diego, and the San Diego Museum of Art. She also advocates for women's empowerment and entrepreneurship and has spoken at numerous conferences and events, inspiring women to become bosses. Okay, we are about to talk about women who are not only rich, but are also unbelievably rich. They have so much money that their children and grandchildren wouldn't be able to spend it all. One of them is Miriam Adelson's. $32 billion in cash is an incredible amount of money, but that is what sits in her bank account. Miriam is so rich that she gives so much money away every year, but she doesn't even notice. She's made all her money working very hard in the medical world and in research. When she was born on October 10, 1945, in Tel Aviv, Mandatory Palestine, Miriam's parents would never have guessed what she would grow up to be. Her parents had fled Poland before the Holocaust, but they still had a good life. Her father was a prominent member of Mapam, a left-wing political party in Israel, and in the 1950s, when they settled in Haifa, he opened and ran several movie theaters. But it was not all play for Miriam. She attended the Hebrew Reali School for 12 years. Then she served mandatory army service as a medical officer at Nes Ziona. She went on to acquire a Bachelor of Science in Microbiology and Genetics from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem and padded it up with a medical degree from Tel Aviv University Faculty of Medicine. It was only up from there. From being a physician, she became the chief internist in an emergency room at Tel Aviv's Rokuch Hospital. Unfortunately, it was around this time she had to call it quits with her first husband. After the divorce, she went to Rockefeller University in 1986 as an associate physician specializing in drug addiction. It was there she met Mary Jean Creekshe, who was known for the development of methadone therapy for heroin addiction. Mary mentored her and collaborated with her for 2 decades. With her massive exposure, she founded a substance abuse center and research clinic in 1993. 7 years later, she and her second husband, whom she married in 1991, opened the Dr. Miriam and Sheldon G. Adelson Research Clinic in Las Vegas. She has even published numerous scientific papers on drug addiction and has been a guest investigator at Rockefeller University. But her degrees and the several bags of money in her bank are not her only accomplishments. Some women just have it all. Miriam has 5 children and numerous awards. She was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2018, the Smithsonian Institution's Woodrow Wilson Award for Corporate Citizenship in 2008, the Dr. Honoris Causa by Tel Aviv University in 2007, and in 2013 she received honorary citizenship of Jerusalem. Before her husband, Sheldon Adelson, died in 2021, they opened the Adelson Foundation. This foundation has donated hundreds of millions of dollars to Jewish and Israeli causes. In July 2024, she donated $3 million to the Israeli Volunteer Emergency Medical Services Organization, United Hatzalah. She has also donated millions to various institutions, including the Adelson Educational Campus in Las Vegas and the Birthright Israel Foundation. Miriam is so rich, she is now the owner of the Las Vegas Sands. She is even the current publisher of the newspaper Israel Hayam and owns the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Adelson is also the majority owner of the Dallas Mavericks basketball team with her son-in-law, Patrick Dumont. Under Sheldon's leadership, Las Vegas Sands Corporation grew into a global gaming and hospitality empire. This year, according to Forbes, she became the 53rd richest person in the world, but she tops the list as the richest Israeli in the world. Even in America, she made the top 10 as the 8th richest woman in America. But she keeps getting richer. According to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, in July 2024, she had a net worth of $31.7 billion, but it increased again to $37.5 billion 4 months later. Now, we are at the door of the richest Jewish woman in the world. Get this, she is also the richest woman in the world. Her name is Françoise Bettencourt Myers, and as of November 2024, she was worth a $71.1 billion. $71 billion! She is literally swimming in money. You could steal $10 billion from her and she wouldn't even notice. And she has always been swimming in money. She is the only child and heir of Liliane Bettencourt and the granddaughter of Eugène Schuler, who founded L'Oréal. After her mother died in September 2017, her fortune tripled with her investments through her family holding company. She was married to Jean-Pierre Myers, who is a business executive and grandson of a rabbi. They have 2 children. Françoise was raised by Jewish parents, but converted to Catholicism. So she grew up a Catholic and was very firm in her beliefs, even writing several Bible commentaries, until she married Jean-Pierre and converted to Judaism again. In September 2017, her net worth was about $39.5 billion. She was so rich in 2022 that she had an estimated fortune of $94.9 billion, according to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. But then, in December 2023, she was reported as the first woman with an estimated net worth of $100 billion, according to Forbes. Okay, let me catch my breath. At that time, she was listed in the Bloomberg Billionaires Index as the 12th richest person in the world. She owns a luxurious historic mansion in Paris, France, a stunning villa overlooking the Mediterranean Sea, and a secluded, picturesque island in French Polynesia. She even has a curated selection of French Impressionist and modern art, and a rare book collection of valuable historic books and manuscripts. Just like other extremely rich people, Bettencourt donates so much money. She has supported various causes, including education, healthcare, and the arts. She even donated to Notre Dame de Paris after a fire severely burnt it. Then, she pledged $226 million to repair the cathedral. Did you know? Bettencourt Myers is also a published author. Her book, God of Mercy, explores the complexities of Jewish identity and faith. But who cares? We want that money.